All right, it's July 13th, 2021. It's a Tuesday afternoon. It's about 4:30. It's going to be part two of this hydraulic episode. I picked up the batteries yesterday, got them from 18-wheeler, local 18-wheeler repair shop, parts house. They're Continentals, 1,000 cranking amp. Just got 4. Going to be running 4 across the back. I'm going to put the pumps somewhere in front of them. What I plan to do today is get the at least get the battery rack built. Shouldn't take long, really. I mean, it's just straight angle iron. I picked this up about 2 weeks ago or so. 1.5-inch angle iron, 5-foot pieces, and I got 15 feet. So I got plenty for the rack, plenty for the pump mount, and then 5 feet of the battery of the hold down that I'm going to make. So, like I say, I want to move along, get this thing done by the weekend. That way, maybe on Saturday, all I'm doing is just cleaning up, tucking stuff away. It's not far away. So let me get started. Get this angle iron cut to fit, weld it up real quick, and weld it in. Shouldn't take long. I'll bring you guys back. All right, so here we are about 3 hours later, and I got the rack done. It's pretty simple. 4 batteries going across the back. 2 pumps on a little pedestal and a hold down. So it's all welded in. All that's left is drill the holes for the battery hold down and weld a bolt, 2 nuts, so I can bolt the rack down or bolt the hold down down. Weld my ground on and weld the solenoid brackets on tomorrow, and then probably paint it. So just to show the rough work in, I welded it on the back side, a couple spots around the back. So let me throw everything in here for a quick mock-up. I'll bring you guys back. All right, so here we are. This is pretty much how it's going to look. Still got to paint everything. I got to flip these 2 fittings over so the hoses point that way, and I got to weld me a little nut in the box tube there and drill a hole for the hold down, screw it down, and like I say, a ground bolt, and then my solenoids. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to put the carpet back in. Still got room for a spare, cooler, chairs, whatever. So that was the whole point of doing it this way. I could have put the batteries further back and made more room in the center, but oh well. So that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow I'll get the bolts. Do a little more work tomorrow, moving right along. I should wrap this car up on Saturday with the wiring and everything. So I'll be bringing you guys back throughout the week here when I get more progress. All right, we're back. It's Friday, July 16th, 2021. Plugging away at this setup. Just been taking my time here over the past couple days. We got the rack painted. I had some leftover paint from the house, actually. So this isn't House of Color, it's Color of House. My buddy at work mentioned that, so that's what we're going to call the paint on this rack, is Color of House. However, it doesn't look bad. So the way I like to do my setups is I stole this idea from my buddy. I use box tubing, and I weld a nut inside the box tubing, and then you can screw a bolt in, and then on the hold down you drill a hole. So some guys use all thread. I've used all thread. You can do all thread too. It's the same concept, just a little more sturdy. We got the solenoids in. We don't have very good lighting right now, but they're in. They're wired up. I got the bolts for the battery lugs. Went to the hardware store. I got some black rattle can paint for the wheel wells. I'm going to take the wheels off and hit them with some rattle can because they got a lot of cream or pearl overspray. So one thing I do like to do is I use this terminal block. I got them on Amazon. Man, it's cheaper to buy 10 than it is to buy 1. So I think I got 8 or 10 of them that I'll probably never use. But anyways, I like to do that in case you have to take the pumps out. All you do is just unscrew whatever the dumps from the terminal block, and then disconnect the hoses, take the pump out. You ain't got to cut no wires. What we did here was we just grounded the solenoid to the block, wrapped it with some cloth tape, same on the front. Put the carpet back in. So all that's left is to put the batteries in, run my cables, hook up my switches to the terminal block, and the car should lift up. Unfortunately, my buddy borrowed the crimper for the battery lugs, so I can't do that today. I'm going to get that back tomorrow. So all I'm going to do today is put some oil in. I always run the cheapest oil. Some guys trip off hydraulic fluid or whatever. I buy the cheapest oil from Walmart, SuperTech, and I've never had a problem. You don't want to use transmission fluid, that's for sure, because it'll make the O-ring swell up. So all I'm going to do today, like I say, is put some oil in the pumps, get the batteries in place, paint the wheel wells on the car, take the wheels off, spray them real quick, rattle can. That's probably it for today. So we're going to wrap this thing up tomorrow afternoon. Should be wired up. Then I just got to run my switches to the front along with the ground, and that'll do it. So I'm just going to get started right here and bring you guys back once we're done. All right, today's Saturday, July 17th, 2021. Early this morning, we wrapped up the hydraulics. A buddy with the Red Rocket came over, part of the Get It Done crew, and we finished it up. So let me show you the car here. You guys have been following this little build here. When I first got this car, I wanted to keep it under $7,500. So it's just a basic Hoppos 2 pump, 4 battery, 4 dump, 48 volt basic setup, no hard lines. Just to recap from the previous videos, I sleeved the rear cylinders with PVC pipe, 1.5 inches. You have to cut it to split it, wrap it around the cylinder, so it's a really quiet ride, no metal on metal squeaking. It's got 3 solenoids to each pump. They're tucked away down there. Number 2 cable, tin plated cable lugs, and heat shrink. You can get them cable lugs, about 10 of them for like $7 free shipping on eBay. It might be $2.50 to ship them or something like that. So I went ahead and ordered 30 of them. I got plenty extra. They're tin plated so they don't corrode. I know the guys be using the copper ones, and man, I don't know where you buy them at, but whoever's selling them, they're way overpriced. Welding supply, one's like $3 or $4 each, whereas you get the tin plated ones, they're just as good and they don't corrode. You get 10 of them for $7. So real basic. Painted the rack cream to match the car. Just basic setup. Put my distribution block right there. Going to the 9-wire switch cord. We ran the ground under the front seat, all the way from the back down to the switches right there on the fuse box. It's detachable, so like I say, when I got this car, I wanted to keep it under $7,500. It's not quite done yet. Well, I guess you call it done, but I do want to do some seat inserts on the seats. The seats they're pretty clean, but they got a little bit of wear. Like I say, ain't too bad. But I do want to do some suede inserts and maybe redo the headliner in the car. Then I'll call it done. So the big question is if I blew the budget or not. Yes and no. So to sum it up, let's see, I got it written down here. Anybody looking to build a car, this is probably the cheapest you can get with decent equipment. Like I say, I probably could have saved $100 if I would have went with 3 batteries. I could have saved some money if I went with some China wheels. I could have saved some money if I didn't repaint the car. But it's pretty presentable. Let me switch the mode here. All right, it's pretty presentable. So just to recap, let's see what I got. I got $3,000 when I bought the car. between the frame reinforcement, which got the rear arches done. Nothing on the rear end. We got around the front spring pockets done, and some plates on the cross member. It does have a spindle swap, and it's got the Hoppo's 1 inch and 2 inch extension on the spoons. So right now they're set at 1 inch. The spindles are from a 91 to 94 Lincoln Town car. Got new rotors, new pads, new calipers. I do got to get some new tie rods. But so it has a spindle swap, so it can fit 13s with no spacers. Otherwise, I don't know how you put 13s on these things. You could put 14s. It had 14s. So $3,000 for the car. Between the framework and the spindles, parts included, about $1,400. Between the hydraulics, which is the pumps, the batteries, the rack, the disconnect, the battery cables, the whole job for the hydraulics came in around $2,450. The paint job, like I say, I used Shopline equipment. I used SPI Euro 2020 clear coat. I used House of Color Intercoat or House of Color dry pearls with Intercoat clear on it. SPI Intercoat. Like I say, Shopline base coat. And between the paint job, I have about $700. I put some graphics on the roof, sail panel, put some graphics around the bumper, and put some graphics on the bottom of the doors. $700 in the paint job. I did have a whole gallon of clear left over, so minus that, plus that, minus that, I call it about $700 in the paint job. Put an $80 radio in it, and that brings it to about $76.80. So I blew the budget by $180, not counting the wheels. The wheels, I don't know, I had them left over from the 64 that I recently sold. So if you count the wheels, yeah, I did blow the budget. If you don't count the wheels, it came out okay. So it's got 1 ton in the front, and I cut the front coils and put them in the back. So let me show you how low it sits. It sits pretty low. Like I say, 1 ton pre-cuts in the front, stock front coils in the rear with about 3 turns, and it rides really good, really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Probably do another video here, maybe when I do a little stereo install or get the seats redone. But that's gonna wrap this build up for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. More work. Still looking for a 60. I'm gonna get one here one day soon. But stay tuned. Thanks for watching.